At the end of the day, all you can say about Shunsui's life is that it's tragic. It's just peak tragedy. And to be honest, if this was probably any other character, the amount of damage done to a man, giant hole in your stomach, shoulder pretty much obliterated, he would have been bled out long ago. Even ignore the fact that this is a battle shonen and sometimes people survive wounds that make no sense. We can probably collectively as a community say, the only reason he's still alive, and potentially will survive past this, is because, do you really think someone like this was just going to end up with a death they can peacefully pass on, trust the future and the prodigy? No. This man's going to have back pain, stomach pain, and every pain known to man for the next 60 years, because you really think the author would let this man pass on? For his sake, I'd hope so, but Jesus, it reminds me in a way of some of the characters you'll see in shows like Attack on Titan, where they're just like, just let these damn characters rest in peace, they've suffered enough, and the authors like Isayama will say, Reiner can just keep on going, because let the suffering continue. The only bright side is actually kind of sweet because you learn quite a bit, but damn, Nanao is more complex of a character than I think we first thought, just the casual reveal of who she actually is to him, and the fact that, you know, they show at the start of the episode like this flashback and there's these little hairpins, the brother gets one, the mother gets one, and then at one point in the episode you actually see like, oh shit, yeah, he was wearing the hairpins, oh shit, he was wearing the kimono of the mother, and it all lines up. And it's just so painfully tragic, but also one of the best produced episodes of Bleach. Period. You know I got those full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see me break in real time to this Bleach greatness. You know it's over there exclusively. So, the design of the thing we fought is straight out of some Eldritch horror bullshit. Honestly, you could probably fight that thing in a Dark Souls game if we're being 100%. It's goofy as hell, but I think if you actually think of it, there's two ways to make things frightening. Just peak disgusting abomination, wouldn't want to see that under your bed. Or so absolutely ridiculous that if you actually saw that face to face, your immediate reaction would be to run. Now, if we're looking at it behind the comfort of our screen, I can laugh at the KFC wannabe. But I know damn well that if I was strolling through a swamp, you know, thinking of some Dark Souls bosses right now, and this thing popped up, I'd be a little freaking terrified, and if this was reality, I probably would shit myself. So, is the design absolutely insane? Yes. But is it creepy as hell and works as some abomination that, yeah, 100%. It works. It really does. It's goofy, but that goofiness is actually scary. It's not the goofiness in the way of like, oh, look at that weird 3D blob that you're just laughing because it doesn't have horror. No, it's like, shit, yeah, if I saw that in the sky, I'm saying, you know what, as a non-religious person, I worship whatever the hell you're preaching, boss, 100%, just leave me be. So, the fight was pretty good, but the whole time I'm like, my boy has a hole. He has like a bowling ball hole in his stomach, how is he not bleeding out yet? And then, seeing the support come in and just, this is such a cool idea for a weapon, because essentially it looks like a paddle. Like, it has no blade, it's a sword without a blade. But as we see with the one cut, it can cut through god level abomination. And unfortunately, we don't get like a headshot right away, so we cut off the arm. But it also is the mirror shield from Zelda. We're essentially dealing with a weapon that's both the Master Sword and mirror shield all in one. So if you blast Hyper Beam at us, we can blast it right back. Or we can cut you down. It's just a really cool idea for a weapon, and the idea that he's been holding on to it for so long. I love the idea that it's like this burden, this guilt that everyone dies around him. This is what makes, you know, Shunsui such a tragic character, is that everyone dies around him and he's forced to continue on. And for the first time in who knows how many years, he's been able to pass it on to someone else. That, you know, teacher, student can now become master in a way, and passing it on, and, you know, the way he talks and it frames like, oh yeah, we'll keep going after I take a break. That screams death-like. I feel like we're at a 95% chance he does not get back up. But at the same time, I've thought that about characters before, both good and bad in Bleach, and they have. And knowing how battle shonens are, sometimes 'tis but a flesh wound. So You know, would I be mad if he lived? No, but goddamn, as long as he gets to actually retire when this is all said and done. Otherwise, that's just cruel from an author's point of view. And watching her just, you know, obviously visibly scared and shooketh, because who the hell wouldn't be going up against this abomination? And just the animation, like, they've been cooking all core. They've been cooking since the show came back, mind you. There really hasn't been a point where I'm like, damn, Bleach looks ugly. But the way they presented this attack, or these attacks from this creature, right? Because everything's had a different visual style for the different opponents we fought. And the way, you know, you could look at its death scene in terms of the dissolving particles, and then when you zoom in, you realize, oh, it's almost like feathers that are then dissolving. Such a cool detail. I mean, we're essentially going up against a big-ass bird, all things considered. Very cool detail. The laser blast and how it lights up, like, it's simultaneously a beautiful attack and just destructive, monstrous attack all in one. It's just insane, because all I can do is think that these are the types of episodes that when you read a panel in a manga, you're probably getting the full page spread at one point, beautifully drawn, and you're thinking, oh man, the anime's never gonna match this. And you probably were right back when Bleach was initially airing. Like, yeah, it probably wouldn't have looked anywhere close to this, because Bleach was just a long-running show rather than a, you know, once a year we get 13 episodes show. But frick, like, just remembering how people, because even before I got caught up to Bleach when this show came back, I remember a lot of people being like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of missed opportunities with the final arc, or man, it would have been nice if this was fleshed out, or maybe just a little like this or that. And to see a community collectively come together and just love the endgame. I have to imagine Kubo just be smiling, just really happy that, you know, ideas that, you know, and apparently a lot of these ideas we're going to see in the next core are brand new original ideas. But you have to imagine, like, just imagine feeling like you didn't finish your story the way you want to. Editorial department's on your ass, feeling like you're rushed, feeling like you can't flesh things out. And now finally seeing it finished in the way you probably always envisioned. That just has to feel like such a relief. It really does, because this is the most passionate project coming back from the dead you could ask for. And, bam, it was a good episode. I was a little concerned at first when I saw that we were doing flashbacks. I was like, oh, are they just, because I'm used to these types of shows just doing 10-minute straight flashbacks, and hell, we've even kind of seen that in earlier episodes. But I'm thinking, don't break up the flow, but I'm willing to see. But no, they did it effectively. They cut back and forth all throughout the episode, and it was a really effective directing choice, if you ask me. Either way, another fantastic episode. I think you're hard-pressed to find the community collectively agree what's the best episode of 1,000 Year Blood War from, like, the past 6, because I think you're going to get differing opinions because they've just been that good. A couple episodes left to go of this core, and then I guess we'll be back in a year to see the last core, but brilliant stuff, but tragic as hell, man. One of these characters that you think maybe he should just pass on and rest. Like, that would be his peaceful outcome, because you know damn well he's getting dragged out of retirement one way or another, but bless this man. Such a badass. Your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Dan Yang, True Obelisk, Sean, The Myth, Armana, Kev, Joanne, Lady Killdragon, Matthew Perzeru, Kakyu, and we also have Laser. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.